What is the great news that we all should be aware of? Welcome, dear friends, to an enlightening journey through the pages of the Holy Quran. Today, we explore the significance of Surah An-Naba, also known as the Great News. This surah, found in the 30th juz of the Quran, bears a message of profound importance, a message that resonates even in today's fast-paced modern world. Surah An-Naba addresses both the marvels of the universe and the certainty of the hereafter, blending scientific truths with spiritual enlightenment. In its verses, we find a divine blend of wisdom and knowledge, a guide for the soul, and a balm for the heart. In the next few minutes, we will embark on a journey, exploring the deep meanings and timeless lessons encoded in this surah. So, prepare your hearts and open your minds for a journey of enlightenment and understanding. Join us as we delve into the profound depths of Surah An-Naba. The surah begins with a question about the great news. In the first 10 verses of Surah An-Naba, the Almighty poses a rhetorical question. What are they asking one another about? A question that stirs curiosity, a query about the great news. This great news is none other than the Day of Judgment, a day of reckoning for all of creation. The verses continue to describe this day in vivid detail, painting a picture of the vast and monumental changes that will occur. Mountains will become like carded wool, and the earth will be flattened. A level plain. The severity and intensity of this day are emphasized, a reminder of its inescapable reality. But the surah doesn't just talk about the end, it also talks about the beginning. Did we not create you from a base fluid? In this verse, the Almighty reminds us of our humble beginnings, from a fluid insignificant in the grand scheme of the cosmos, yet intricately complex in its design. It's a reminder of our mortality, our transient existence on this earth. The surah then moves on to discuss the wonders of creation, the benefits of various creations. And we have made therein gardens of date palms and grapes, and we have caused springs of water to gush forth therein. These verses speak of the blessings and bounties provided for us. The gardens, the springs, the date palms, and grapes all serve a purpose. All are signs of a creator who is not just powerful but also benevolent and merciful. The verses of Surah An-Naba are a reminder, a call to reflection. They urge us to look beyond the mundane, to contemplate the grandeur of the universe and our place within it. They urge us to remember our origins and our end, to live a life of purpose and meaning. These verses remind us of our creation and the purpose of our existence. They remind us that we are more than just physical beings, that we have a spiritual dimension, a dimension that connects us to our Creator and to the ultimate truth. The surah continues with vivid descriptions of the Day of Judgment. As we delve further into the Surah An-Naba, the next 10 verses bring us face to face with the stark realities of the Day of Judgment. The verses use powerful imagery to convey the magnitude and significance of this day. At the heart of these verses is the resurrection of the dead. The Quran, in its infinite wisdom, paints a picture that is both awe-inspiring and humbling. It speaks of the earth shaking, the mountains crumbling, and the skies splitting apart. Amidst this chaos and turmoil, every soul that has ever lived will be brought back to life. The dead rising from their graves, the young and the old, the righteous and the wicked, all standing side by side awaiting their fate. It's a moment of truth, a moment of reckoning, a moment that every soul must face. The verses then move on to the separation of the righteous and the wicked. This is a pivotal moment where every soul will be held accountable for their actions. The righteous, those who led lives of piety and goodness, will be separated from the wicked, those who chose a path of evil and wrongdoing. The Quran emphasizes that this is a day of justice, a day where every soul will reap what they have sowed. The righteous will be rewarded with eternal bliss, while the wicked will face the consequences of their actions. These verses are not meant to instill fear, but to serve as a reminder of our duties and responsibilities in this life, a reminder of the transient nature of our existence, a reminder that every action has a consequence, and that our deeds in this life will determine our fate in the hereafter. These verses echo the central theme of the Quran, that of accountability and justice. They serve as a stark reminder that we are all equal in the eyes of God, and that our actions, our deeds, and our intentions are what truly define us. These verses serve as a reminder of the inevitable day of judgment. The surah further warns us about the consequences of our actions. As we delve deeper into Surah An-Naba, we encounter verses 21 through 30. These verses serve as a stark reminder of the consequences that await us based on our deeds in this life. Let's start with verse 21. It says, "Indeed, hell has been lying in wait." This verse paints a vivid picture of hell not as a place, but as a predatory entity, lying in wait for those who stray from the righteous path. The next 3 verses from 22 to 24 detail the punishments that await the wicked. They will remain in it for ages, unable to escape or find respite. The intensity of the punishment is such that even if they beg for mercy, they will not receive it. Verse 25 then shifts the focus, describing how these punishments will be broken up by brief periods of respite. But don't be fooled. These moments of relief are not meant to comfort. Rather, they serve to further emphasize the severity of the punishment. Verses 26 to 28 continue in this vein, highlighting the contrast between the punishments for the wicked and the rewards for the righteous. The righteous, it says, will be far removed from what is happening to the wicked. They will not hear the slightest sound from hell and will abide eternally in a desirable place. The final 2 verses, 29 and 30, then detail the rewards that await the righteous. They will be in gardens of pleasure, enjoying what their Lord has given them because they were before that doers of good. These verses remind us of the importance of leading a righteous life. It's not just about avoiding punishment. It's about striving for the ultimate reward. It's about recognizing the consequences of our actions and making choices that align with the path of righteousness. What we do in this life echoes in eternity, so let's strive to make those echoes harmonious and pleasing to our Creator. The surah concludes with a promise of eternal bliss for the righteous. As we delve into the final 10 verses of Surah An-Naba, we find a vivid depiction of paradise, an abode of eternal bliss promised to the righteous. These verses paint a picture of serenity and joy, a reward for those who have lived their lives in accordance with the divine commandments. In this realm of eternal bliss, the righteous are described as reclining on adorned couches, experiencing neither scorching heat nor severe cold, a perfect environment where comfort is not marred by any extreme. The inhabitants of paradise will be surrounded by lush green gardens, where springs flow freely. The beauty of this environment is not just physical, it also signifies a state of peace and tranquility. Furthermore, the verses mention the companions of paradise, described as being of equal age, a depiction often interpreted as a symbol of harmony and fellowship. This is a place where relationships are not marred by conflict or discord, but are characterized by unity and mutual respect. One of the most striking features of these verses is the description of the cups passed around among the inhabitants of paradise. These are not ordinary cups, but ones filled with a drink drawn from a flowing spring. This drink, called kafur, is a symbol of purity and refreshment. Moreover, the verses emphasize that the inhabitants of paradise will not experience any vain talk or sinful speech, an indication of the moral and spiritual purity of this place. Their words and actions will be pure, free from any form of deceit or malice. The verses also promise that the righteous will be rewarded for their patience with a generous provision. This is a powerful reminder of the importance of patience and perseverance in the face of trials and tribulations. In conclusion, these verses paint a picture of paradise as a place of eternal bliss, a reward for the righteous who have lived their lives in accordance with the divine commandments. The descriptions are vivid and evocative, a glimpse of the ultimate reward that awaits those who strive for righteousness and truth. These verses give us a glimpse of the eternal bliss that awaits the righteous. The Surah An-Naba, or the Great News, indeed gives us much to ponder upon. Let's take a moment to reflect on the important themes we have discussed. The verses of An-Naba have beautifully illustrated the wonders of creation. Everything from the earth beneath our feet to the stars in the sky, reminding us that everything is a sign of the divine. We also delved into the concept of the Day of Judgment, a day of reckoning where every soul will be held accountable for its deeds. This surah vividly portrays the stark contrast between the reward of the righteous and the punishment of the wrongdoers. The descriptions of paradise serve as a beacon of hope, promising eternal bliss for those who lead a righteous life. In essence, Surah An-Naba is a reminder of our purpose, our end, and the ultimate truth. May we all take heed of this great news and strive to lead a righteous life. Until next time, peace be upon you.